Good morning, everyone. I'm Arwen, the professional joy seeker, and I write for US Games, and they sent me a copy of something that I am super excited to get. It comes in two editions. It comes in a regular edition and a limited edition that's going to be off the charts amazing, like signed by everybody who wrote on it and or in it, and in a leather bound case. And this is, oh, and I also got some, because I'm a reviewer, they send out these fabulous, their publicity is off the hook, right? It's just off the chain. Good morning, y'all. So here it is, Pamela Colman Smith, The Untold Story. This is the regular edition side, and this is the spectacular signed limited edition. The signed limited edition is 200, worth every penny. There's only 500 copies, so if you can afford it, get two. And we sell one way down the line for lots more money. It says it's in have been specially bound with deckled fore edges, and that means the book itself has like a little bit of a rough edge to it. A leather spine with raised hubs and green cloth to feature Pixie's favorite color. Her signatures have been stamped in gold foil. Each hand-numbered copy features a delicate vellum sheet that is hand-signed by all four authors. Now, the authors are Stuart Kaplan, who I've had the pleasure of getting to meet in person this year. Yeah, bucket list. He's super sweet. Mary Kay Greer, who I've also met, and she's wonderful. I've got an interview that I'll be putting up with her. I didn't do the interview, but I'm going to put this video and that interview up on Witches and Pagans so people can get a little more insight, because she's one of the people that wrote this. Elizabeth Foley O'Connor and Melinda Boyd Parsons. It's protected by a matching slipcase, also stamped in gold foil. Major collector's item, right? So let's look at the book and see what makes it special. First, it's huge. Right? Now, you're seeing pictures back here, and you might be going, hey, I don't know those pictures. I've never seen that one. Is that a pixie? And for those of you that don't know, Pixie, Pamela Colman Smith's nickname was Pixie. She has a sketchy history. And so what happened was Stuart Kaplan, who pretty sure he's in love with Pixie, y'all. He has collected at auction and other means a lot of her writings, and not just tarot work. When I was in his office, he's got a huge, gorgeous portrait of Pixie. And of course, I had my picture taken with him, with Pixie in the background. But he's got her guest book, like the book that people would sign when they came to visit her. Playbills, all sorts of ephemera from Pixie's life. Now, as I said, big book. Let's just start with just the inside cover. These are all Pixie's drawings. She did a lot of work for plays. She was very involved in theater. Pamela Colman Smith. And everywhere you get these little touches of Pixie. I'll try to hold the book up. I've got to move my water first, because y'all know me. I'll have wet tarot decks and there'll be a lot of screaming. Now, the other thing you need to know about this book, for those of you that are international, US Games generally doesn't ship internationally because of the costs, right? It's cheaper for them to ship to a warehouse near where you are that will then distribute to stores where you are. But yeah, Rebel says she just got the Borderless Smith weight when it's got 4 cards of Pixie's non-tarot art. So it's amazing. And it opens up to this. And this is actually the portrait of Pixie that's in Stuart's office. Table of contents. And then here are the sections. Pamela's Life by Elizabeth Foley O'Connor. Folk Tales, Art, and Poetry, Stuart R. Kaplan. Influences and Expression in the Rider-Waite Tarot Deck by Melinda Boyd Parsons. And then Pamela's Legacy by Mary K. Greer. And Mary's been working with the Rider-Waite deck forever. So she's really got a lot of insight. A lot of insight. And here is a picture of Pixie. And that's by John Butler Yeats. It was drawn in 1901. There's a bibliography. There's an index. We've got all about the different authors. We start off with Pamela's life and a pretty famous picture of her, right? Something we've seen from Pixie a lot. And again, the little touches, right? The little touches in this book. And it's really heavy. And here is a drawing of Sir Henry Irving as Robespierre. And it was from the Brooklyn Daily Eagle in 1904. So she did drawings of plays and sent it, and did it for, and there's some more of her work. That sketch up there was by Alpheus P. Cole, who did that huge portrait, and that's from her visitor's book, where he drew in the visitor's book. And then Pamela, because somebody mentioned she looked Asian somewhere, she drew a caricature of herself right here. I mean, look, we're not even into the book and all this stuff we've gotten. So I'm just flipping through lots of stuff from different times. There's tropical fruits. There's some of in the black and white. Oh, the coloring I can't get up. So as she spent time in Jamaica, so there is she has a reputation for doing Jamaican folktales as part of her work. Here is a Christmas card. The words are published by R.H. Russell, and the words are by Edwin Waugh. But the picture is Pixie. You can see her right over here by the bunnies. You can see her signature. All right? Freaking amazing, guys. Let me just I'd love to show you the book page by page. Here is an original, it's this music pictures, original handwritten manuscript, and there's a watercolor painting also. But this is her other work. Here's her painting right here. And so you can actually see Pixie's writing. You can look at it. The connection you get with Pixie, we go into her life. We go into where she lived, houses that she lived in. Mary K. Greer did a talk, and she talked about she was doing a tour of Britain, and they went to this, and it's got a tarot-y kind of name, and I can't think of the name. But they did readings to try to connect with Pixie there, and they actually found out that Pixie had actually stayed at this place like right when it opened. So yeah. And here is from the American Journal of American Folklore, 2 Negro stories from Jamaica. Remember, it's the time, so that was the correct word to use. And it's by Pamela Colman Smith, and it's just 2. And she does it in the patois of Jamaica. And then we move into the folktale arts and poetry section with a beautiful drawing of that word says yellow. It's indicating that the dress is yellow underneath. And And here's where we get into some amazing stuff. We get into her work with Bram Stoker, Sir Henry Irving. Here's Irish folktales that she did by Seamus McManus, plus 8 illustrations in 1899. And Pixie did the work there. So if you want to know more about Pixie, if you want to know more about this artist and who she was and why she was, this is where you go. This book is necessary for so many things. I mean, look at this. We're just flipping through art after art after art. And here are illustrations of William Gillette, 2 of which depict Sherlock Holmes. William Gillette was one of the, I think, the first man to portray the great detective. So, and here's some of her fun stuff, right? So it's amazing. It's just amazing. We have a breakdown of the visitor's book. And what I mean by breakdown is I mean word, entry. Oops, sorry. Y'all know how hard it is to hold a big book up and do this? Okay. But here, entries. Oh, focus, you silly book. Here. I hope that's reading forward. It looks backwards to me. But, I mean, we have things like Frederick Waugh, who was an American artist. D.P. Dorothy Ward, actress and wife of Alfred Marcus Ward, contributor to the Green Sheaf. So, and like this. You get to see the stuff where they came and they drew in her book. Y'all. I mean, the book alone is worth. This one says, I want to draw something funny, but I can't be funny. And that's that one. So, you know, so much. That's funny. In the drink. Right? It's amazing. The broadsheets. And what they've done is Stuart has shared his lifetime love of this woman that we love, that has created so much joy in our lives as tarot readers. And here she says she's writing to her publisher and says, you have been kind enough to support a broadsheet, so I think it well to tell you that I've decided to transfer my services to another publication somewhat of the same nature to be called the Green Sheaf, and of which I shall be editor. And then she goes on to talk a little bit about it. And here is the first edition of the Green Sheaf. You get to see it. In its entire, I don't know if it's in its entirety. Shut up, Arwen. Don't say that yet. So, you know, she's got Thomas Campion, who writes a hymn in praise of Neptune. Let me see if I can read it. Of Neptune's empire let us sing, at whose command the waves obey, to whom the rivers tribute pay. Down the high mountain sliding, to whom the scaly nation yields homage for the crystal fields wherein they dwell, and every sea god pays a gem yearly out of his watery sail to deck great Neptune's diadem. The Tritons dancing in a ring before his palace gates do make the water with their echoes quake. Like the great thunder sounding, the sea nymphs chant their accents shrill, and the sirens taught to kill with their sweet voice, make every echoing rock reply, unto their gentle murmuring noise, the praise of Neptune's empery. Thomas Campion. Boy, I should have read that one through first before I did it. But just so much stuff going on in here. This Catch Me watercolor. Is that not beautiful, with a woman's hair all coming out with the wind and playing with the child? Yeah. A Celtic Christmas. I'm just flashing some of this stuff. But look, like, we're looking at the actual printed newspaper that they have reprinted for us. So it's got some of the coloring. Her book, Chim Chim, Folk Stories from Jamaica. And it's done in the Jamaican patois, which might be something other people don't like because of the nature of it. I do not believe Pamela Colman Smith was doing it in any way other than honoring a culture that she loved. But here's Gingy Fly, and I love this little image. Now, let's see what else we get. In the Valley of Stars, there is a Tower of Silence, a Persian tragedy by Smara Kamara. Just so much reproductions of her work. Beautiful, beautiful things. This is from the Stieglitz letters. And y'all will know Stieglitz is an American photographer who was also famous for some pictures he took of his wife. Anybody know who his wife was? She's a very famous American painter. Southwest, skulls, large flowers. Georgia O'Keeffe. I've had the fortune of going to the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum in Santa Fe. Blew my mind. But there's lots of letters between her and Alfred Stieglitz going back and forth. This is in 1909. Here's a Mr. Stieglitz. Dear Mr. Stieglitz, I have had a check from Miss Bird. Mrs. Bush and Mrs. Tatum have still, underlined, to pay, but I hope to get it tomorrow. So do not send them a bill till I see you. It is nice, Mr. Mottman getting 3 more. We must do the percentage out as the secession must have its share. Thank you so much for all you have done for me. I appreciate it very much. Yours sincerely, Pamela Smith. Very nice letter writer. Here's a wooden box. That she did work on. Y'all, I just can't tell you enough how amazing this is. A lot of theater stuff. A lot of theater stuff, okay? Like, here's Ellen Terry, who's a famous actress. Both of these are her in The Good Hope. And Pixie is portraying her, the actress, in character. And this one actually has, it just says Ellen Terry, The Good Hope, 1904. And it has Pixie's signature on it. Sir Henry Irving. Just Brooklyn Life. There is a okay. Oh, here she's writing a letter from Pamela Colman Smith to T-Peg, Ellen Terry, dated May 16, 1904. Alice refers to a character in the play Alice Sit by the Fire that J.M. Barrie wrote for Ellen Terry in 1905. Now, J.M. Barrie. Anybody know that name? Kind of famous. Had a few little books that made, some impression on our childhood. Peter Pan. But there's just so much here. And the visual impact. And here's, again, what I like. Right? You're seeing these two beautiful pictures. And then down here. Oh, Tammy, I did not know that. Tammy tells us Ellen Terry is the Queen of Swords in Robert Place Vampire Tarot. Nice. Dorothy Norman has a whole lot of images, and a lot of these images are courtesy of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. So those of you in Philadelphia might be able to go see some of Pamela's work in person if this collection is still being shown. So, again, a letter listing 13 drawings with suggested prices. Here are the suggested prices. $12, $75, $35, $25. Wow. We could have been, yeah. Robert Burns Wilson is a poet, and here is she's done poetry or pictures for him. And here's Ellen Terry's Story of My Life, which is pretty funny. But it's all illustrated by Pamela. So, and yeah, we're getting towards the end. So this book, Lair of the White Worm, which is by Bram Stoker and illustrated by Pamela. I love this. Lady Arabella was dancing in a fantastic sort of way. And here he couldn't keep his eyes off Lila. Woo! Or he kept his eyes fixed on Lila, which changes the sentence. Bluebeard. Just this stuff. This amazing, amazing stuff. Scheherazade. And the bulk of it is this stuff, this beautiful, amazing stuff by her. And here we go into the tarot portion. And talking about where she got her inspiration from, the secret tradition, about her earliest influences in art, her spiritualism and the arts and crafts movement, the Pratt Institute. So much. Ellen Terry is more than likely also featured in this deck because there's Ellen Terry's face. Definitely the Queen of Wands. So do not crawl over here, little nasty bug. I shall eradicate you. Sorry. I'm reading about tarot. Death card showed up. It shows Edith Craig in different spots and who Edith Craig might have been. Oh, it says magician for Edith Craig. So you get to meet some of the people in the Rider-Waite, which is really kind of cool. And here's the Rider-Waite deck is experienced by tarot readers. Pamela's non-tarot legacy. And this kind of hits on some of the other stuff that is gone to in further depth by Stewart. Her birth and death certificate are here. Her last will and testament, accounts and debt receipts, songs of praise hymnal, bibliography for days. My question to you is, why have you not ordered this book? What is holding you back? Um, it's going to be brilliant. It is brilliant. And it's an homage to a woman who has really created what we tarot readers and tarot enthusiasts love. You know? Yes, Lady Frida Harris did the artwork for the Thoth. The Marseille, much older artist. But Pamela Smith Colman, or Pamela Colman Smith, is iconic because her deck is iconic. And I think that reading this book, enjoying this book, just flipping open this book, let's just do bibliomancy. Pamela, would you like to speak to us today? What would you like us to know about you? Okay. And I open it up to Magic Pictures and the Catch Me. So catch Pamela Colman Smith in this gorgeous book by US Games, Systems Incorporated, copyright 2018. And this huge book is only $45. I hope you'll take advantage of it. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. Please share this so others can see this book and enjoy it as well. It is truly an amazing tribute to a woman that should never be forgotten. I'm Arwen Lynch-Poe. I'm the professional joy seeker. I do tarot readings. If you'd like to join me, come to tarotbyarwen.com. Thank you so much, all y'all, for joining me. Love you guys. Seek joy, y'all. Pass it on.